So Laser Blocks has got some new sets, at least they're new for my Five Below. This is Wild Wasp, and it looks like it's the mascot for the Carolina Hornets almost. I don't know much about sports. I don't even know if the Carolina Hornets are around still. It's 111 pieces, or is it Charlotte Hornets? I think it's Charlotte. Charlotte Hornets sounds more familiar. It lights up LED. There's some information on the back. I'm looking for the year on here. And up 2023, so it was produced for this year, I'm guessing, but I haven't seen any of these new, except the last one I got was a robot fighter and something else, and I'm not sure why I'm trying to make the bag. I'm not going to keep the box. It's going to go in the recycling bin. You get 1, 2, 3 bags. You got 3 bags and the instructions. Now, you might be thinking you're using a blue plate for blue blocks, but they're kind of darker blues. I think I'll be okay. The instructions are 1 2-sided. These are a little bit challenging to build because they use so many tiny pieces. Honestly, they could have just used bigger pieces, but I guess they think that's fun for us to, I don't know, maybe it is fun, and maybe I'm just a spoiled sport. I'm used to building model kits, so Gundams are, not Gundams, Lego and Lego-ish things like this are like the modern model kits. Now, if model kits would just stop using glue, I think Americans would sway back to model kits again. I personally hated glue together kits. I bought one and I still have yet to finish it because I hate messing with glue. Most of my kits are Gundam, which are model kits. They don't need glue. So we got a lot of pieces here. I'm guessing there's 2 big wings we need to put out of the way. All right, first off, we get the 2 yellow pieces like this. Squeeze them together. And for some reason, okay, it's showing it upside down is why. About to say, how am I going to do this and do the next one? We got 2 smaller pieces like I call them boat bottoms. So you guys ever just build a kid on a beautiful day? Like, this is a beautiful day. It started off really cloudy and it looked like it was going to rain. I even heard thunder about, I'd say, an hour ago. And then I looked outside and it was sunny. I was like, well, it's a beautiful day to go outside then. Absolutely. All right, this is going to be one of those ones that's hard to find. It's a flat bottom. There it is, and hard to pick up. So another great thing about using a plate is you can just, if you can't pick it up with your fingers, like you have fat fingers or old fingers like mine, you just slide it to the side on the lip. It just pops into your hand. It makes it much easier to work with. So just an idea out there for those of you who are old like me and you need to have a little bit less frustration in building things like this. Need another piece like that. It's not the male piece. It's the female piece I need. It's also yellow. I don't seem to see it, but sometimes I'm looking at the camera too much and I'm not really able to see down here. If I wasn't doing this, I think I'd probably go a little bit faster. I saw on Instagram where somebody was doing, well, it's the kits that I built for the Transformers. I love those kits. They're doing some kind of thing soon. I'm like, yes. But I think they're doing a speed build, which I'm like going, you know, you probably can easily build it. I do build mine in about 10 minutes. I just talk while I'm doing it and try to explain things. All right, so this goes on top of this. And while I'm explaining things, it slows me down a little bit. It breaks my concentration, but I'm okay with it. I would do these as live like I did before, but then I'd be looking at the camera way too much and I would never know what's going on. So maybe on a nice rainy day, I'll do one inside. But see, my lives, it takes forever because our internet's so bad here. I've never seen worse internet than what we have here. It's almost like dial-up days. And it's because they know they don't have competition for now. All right, so I think it's pretty much universal. Well, no, you got the rounded side over here, so that's what you got to pay attention to. Because we're about to put on some more pieces that do matter what side you put them on. Not the rounded pieces, the more like angular pieces. Not that one. Here, this one. So we need angular pieces like this. Oh, and it does show you need to put yellow. Because I was about to say it's like 2 up high instead of 1 high. To go on this, you need to have 2 up high. And while we're at it, on the other side, it's one of these pieces. So, I don't know. A lot of people out there probably are really big Gundam, I just keep saying Gundam, Lego fans that hate anything that's in competition with it. Can you explain why? I'm just curious. I'm not trying to be sarcastic. A lot of people think I'm sarcastic. And even though I am sarcastic, I genuinely do want to understand why people are like so devoted to Lego. I mean, it's like, I hear a lot of reasons, but I'm like, are you sure about that? I mean, I feel like you're saying that because you heard somebody else say that, not because you really believe that. And that's what I feel like a lot of people do. And not everybody, I'm not saying you're one of those people. So I'm just really curious of why people are devout to Lego only. Like Lego, whoa, worship Lego, bow down to Lego. I'm not a brand loyalist. There's very few things I'm a brand loyalist to, only because I found that they are the best working. Like Colgate Total, not just any Colgate, but Colgate Total. I've always been a Crest person my entire life, but somewhere along the line I came into contact with Colgate Total, and I'm like, oh my gosh, my teeth have never felt this clean. And then it felt clean continuously. It was amazing. So I'm a little bit brand loyal to some things, only because they really work. If you got a generic thing that does exactly what I would go for it. But I'm just telling you, I've never seen anything like that right there. All right, but so, I mean, if you're brand loyal to Lego because you feel like the company has done something for you, let me know. I'm just curious, because some of the things I've seen from Lego, it makes me, if I was one of those people that believes in cancel culture, I would cancel them. Because, oh my gosh, they build something for some culture that I don't really like and blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Like, they can have that. I don't need it. I don't have to. Just because something that they build is not for me doesn't mean I have to cancel them. It's like they build it for them. Whoop-de-doo. This is the only piece that I can find like this. I'm looking for the little tinier pieces, but I can't find them. So if I have to make a substitution later, I don't think this is the flat pieces on the picture. But I don't see any other pieces. I was thinking those the littler pieces. The littler pieces. Man, that's hard to say. Okay. We need to make a sandwich here. Now I want to go make a sandwich. I've discovered mayonnaise recently. I've never been a fan of mayonnaise, but I had it the other day on a chicken sandwich. You know what? This chicken sandwich probably would not be nearly as good if it did not have this mayonnaise on it. So I dropped all my ego about it and I bought some mayonnaise. And I did buy Kraft Royal mayonnaise, but that's because the Dollar Tree, that's what they had. I guess when you're poor, like, you know, I am, you just, you don't have the ability to be brand loyal, I guess. You might be thinking, well, you get an awful lot of stuff. Yeah, I really should stop. Yeah, I mean, you're mad to make hay while the sun is shining, but you also need to make sure you're storing up that hay for rainy days. Okay, I'm looking for another piece like this. I'm making his head. There it is, found it. Big bad Beetleborgs. All right, now we're gonna put his head, like his lid on his head. There it is. All righty, I put this piece on, and then we'll put the other blue part that goes in front on, which kind of makes no sense at all, but whatever. There's his head. Now this was actually an easier head than the other thing I built. And this goes in the front. There's a bird right here on the limb right beside of me. I'm under my favorite tree. It's a cedar tree. My neighbor is from, I think, Maryland. And she's always up there half the year and down here half the year. And she's always amazed at how many different bird species we have. And I'm like, really? I just never thought about it. But if you live in different parts of the country, she's always amazed at, like, she has an app on her phone where she can, like, record with the birds and then find out what kind of bird it is from the recording. Like, oh, that's cool. And because, you know, there's so many more, I guess we got more species of birds or something down here. I don't know. But we have different species. I mean, I guess that's true. I guess you don't see a lot of seagulls up on the mountains. I don't know. I heard somebody say they had a lot of seagulls out in Colorado and they thought they were lost. And I'm going, maybe. Maybe they're Colorado gulls. I did hear a funny joke about that yesterday, on Friday. He like, something about seagulls. Why do they call seagulls seagulls? Something about bagels. Bagels fly over the bay. Oh, seagulls fly over the sea and bagels fly over the bay. Something like that. I wish I had retained the joke. I didn't know it was a joke until it was too late. And I was like, dang it. I was half listening. So I didn't get the setup for the punchline for that. All right, now we're using the core. And we're going to put... That dog is barking away. wonder if this is her new baby dog she just got. She just got a new one. I'm not much of a dog person myself, personally. I don't know which way these go. I'm looking at which way would it actually sit. All right, it shows this part out, so this would go on the top right here, I guess. I just want to make sure I can easily click the little clicky switch wherever it is when the time comes to click it on. So I might have to redo this one later because it doesn't seem to tell me exactly how. It's got it on the bottom right here, the way it draw, because it has the little screw hole over here on the drawing. So we'll see. See what I mean? Right there. Okay, now I'll go back to the top. Now I'm on step number 15. I didn't tell you how many we had at the beginning, so you're like, that's kind of irrelevant. I understand. Okay, there's gonna be a lot of work to do on these. You gotta put things on the bottom. Oh, it's a two-way, so it goes two ways on this one, so not this one but the yellow one. So we're essentially making stripes, I guess. So if you hear any birds that make sounds that you don't know what they are, don't ask me. I'm not a bird person. I'm not an ornithologist. Couldn't tell you which birds are making which noises. Some of them sound like pterodactyls to me. So we probably have some pterodactyls in the woods that are hiding. Maybe even some pteranodons. And you might be like, they don't live. Well, they keep on thinking dinosaurs are now turning into chickens over time. Okay, so here's what they said when I was a kid. All the dinosaurs went extinct out of nowhere, just suddenly. We don't know how. And I was an atheist at the time, so I didn't know about the flood. And I was like, well, how did they go extinct all at one time? Oh my gosh. The flood. And even then, it's like they didn't go all extinct. They went extinct slowly after that because the ones that were on the ark kept on producing, but they didn't produce as long because everybody lived longer back then, including the animals, because the atmosphere was very different before the flood, and the solar radiation was being kept out by the canopy, they call it in the Bible, which is a shield of water about the earth. So anyway, long story short, we still have dinosaurs living among us, and no, it's not Kentucky Fried Chicken flavored dinosaurs. So they didn't devolve to a chicken. They always say evolution, then they say chickens, dinosaurs. How is that evolution? Come on now. You guys are not even smart. I wouldn't say they're not smart. They're not thinking. All right, so I got this. Oh, and okay, I was like, what is it showing me to connect it to? This right here. I'm like, I'm seeing more things. Oh, so that's why it's got it on the bottom right there, see? So it's important to pay close attention. English translation, pay close attention to the little things. Now we're putting things on this part right here, and it's once again, it's another one of those double-sided things like this. And is there anything to go between it? Not that I can tell. I thought you maybe had to put on a little yellow thing. Here's this one, and this. So out of the two different things I've built out of the sets, I like this one more, not just because I like T-Rexes are cool. It's not like dinosaurs are bad or anything. I'm not one of these people who go, oh, they're evil. No, I'm not stupid. I'm actually pretty highly educated, but I like bugs. I think they're cool. I'm not one of these weird, creepy people like, let's save the arachnids. You gotta watch my video. I had made a small video where it was people trying to say, let's save the world, save the planet, save this, save that. And one of the guys came out there and said, let's save the arachnids. And people were like, no. Like everybody else cheering until him, and they're like, no, we're not cheering for you. No, we're not saving the arachnids. He's creepy and he likes spiders. No. I think spiders are cool looking, but do I want to touch one or have one as a pet? No. Have I ever wanted a tarantula? No. My cousin had a tarantula and wanted me to pet it one time. I was like, no. Sorry, I'm just not into that. I'm like, spiders are cool from a distance. I think they're created by an awesome creator, but at the same time, I don't want to touch them. All right, we're going to make a lot of little legs because it's an insect. And how many legs does an insect have? Well, if you remember way back in the 70s when you were taught this, they have 5.5. That's it. Depends on how you pull off of them. All right, so we got a lot of these pieces are going to have to be made into the legs. All right, so we got this. Man, it's like tiny. And the wind's not making it easier, shaking it around and that stuff. Okay. So after I make one, I'm going to lay it there and make it the template. Well, Lots of little pieces here. But these little pieces don't bother me. It's whenever they make little pieces that could be bigger pieces. Like there's no farther breaking that down, which is fine. It's just when you make other things that you could have made it a lot simpler, like putting a smaller brick with 3 on the top and with a 1 brick. Why? Sometimes it's because you add more friction. I understand that. Sometimes it's not. It's just up the count. So we gotta make, it shows 3 of those for each side. So we'll just make all 6 of them for now. And everybody's starting to fast forward this, going, oh, okay, let's get past this. But you'll miss all my incredibly enlightening conversation between them. No, I'm just kidding. I did have a thought today. Wish I had wrote it down, but I was driving, so I don't really like writing things while I'm driving. Sometimes I have really good thoughts when I'm driving. Not the ones of making the car in front of me go faster. Those are just random thoughts, kind of, sort of. But anyway. Yeah, and then I saw one of my friends on here on YouTube today. I was like, oh, you're still here, thank goodness. Because I was like just thinking about her the other day, and I thought she had disappeared. I was like, really? I don't, you know, maybe she got busy. You know, life makes you busy. At certain points in your life, you have time to do things, and other times you don't. Most of my life, I've been too busy to even, you know, live, to enjoy life. Even whenever I decide to sit down sometimes and just read, I'm like thinking about all the other things I need to do. Like, oh, there's a few dishes in the sink. I could be washing those. Or I could just wait until I get a few more in the sink. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 legs. That's all we need. So yes, I think all of the natural things, nature is beautiful, and it has a creator that is wonderful. And I know the creator personally, so it makes it even more special. Before you call a psychologist, I'm talking about Jesus Christ. And yes, I am not crazy. Well, probably the world will think we're crazy, but what do they think? Like, I was listening to one of these people going on about how this person was bad because of this, that, and the other. I'm going, that's because y'all created these new laws just to make sure you got him. Yeah, it's political, so I'm not going to go into politics on my channel because I believe in making bridges, not burning them. So far, this is what we got. Now we're going to be putting the wings on, which is the first thing you rip off of a fly. So when you rip off the wings of a fly, what does it become? That's right, it becomes a crawl. So, okay, I'm going to cheat and go to the top part first because otherwise this is really annoying trying to keep it together. I'm a little bit confused by this one though. Okay, so it's showing it upside down, but then it's showing the top part differently. Why? Okay, so this is the top, this is the bottom. I'm guessing they're having this piece to connect it. And then they have this with this. I think I'm constructing it upside down. So I think I'm constructing the wrong one. But either way, they're mirrored images of each other, basically. Okay, so flip it back over. For this one, we got this. Okay. And on the underside, we have, I think, because the way it's drawn here, it's drawn like it's pushing up on it, but I don't know. When you're talking about translucent pieces, it's really difficult to understand what exactly they want you to do. All right, I feel like there's a gap missing there, but I guess it's okay. Got that piece already. Okay, we got the 2 wings, and there's another piece or 2 involves these. So it goes. Wait, hold up. Okay, I see what I did wrong. Okay, according to the image, the reason there was one left over is because there's one, I gotta see out that there's a peg left over. It's because one of these is there. You just can't tell. Again, it's translucent pieces, so it makes it more challenging. And then there's supposed to be a leftover piece here on this part to let this be part of that. All right. You know, if they just had little arrows pointing from the pieces to where it goes, it would just make things a little bit easier. This is not that easy. I think I got it slightly bent to an angle where it can't get in there. All right. Okay, let's go there. Okay. All right, and then the little round piece goes away from it, like that. All right, so we got the wings ready. We got the yellow, or the hornet, or whatever you want to call this thing. The flying stinging thing. Oops. Also, when I was a kid, I had a toy called the Hornetroid. The Hornetroid was awesome. All right, let's get it up a little bit higher so you can see it. Here he is coming at you. Here he is from the side, and the legs are fully. He can grab people. And I'm thinking of an idea here where he can, if I can get his arms around, like say a Bionicle figure, he can be like. You ever seen the game? The toy's called Sectars. Well, I had Dargon with Night Flyer. Basically, he had a backpack that clutched around him, but he went over his shoulders, and then the other arms went under his arms, and that was his backpack, and it would fly, and you push the little button in the middle, made the wings flap, and it was glow in the dark. He reminds me of that, and of course, Hornetroid, which is one of my all-time favorite vehicles. Like, you know, would you like better, the Starship Enterprise or the Millennium Falcon? Can I go for Hornetroid? Because it's an insect, and it's for the micromen, or the micronauts. I've gotten so used to saying microman now. This, I like it a lot. Okay, let's turn on the lights. Let's see it glow. So he's warning you. He's about to sting you. So yeah, there he goes. He lights up when he's ready to sting. It's like he's just hovering around, and when he feels threatened, he turns on the light to go, you want to back off? You want to back off, buddy? Ow! I wonder if that's what got me right there. He stung me. Ow. So you can do it like this mode, like you see the what is it called? The Charlotte Hornets? I think their mascot looks like this most of the time. All right, let's see the articulation. We got like this. Pretty good range of motion, probably more than a real one does. I think it's really cool. What do you guys think? Comment below and let me know. Oh yeah, the wings can go back because, you know, it's got the things on the side, so it's got a limitation on there. If you try to pull it too far forward, it's going to come off that ball. And then go all the way up like this. And then go down this far because there's legs in the way. The leg shoulders, I guess. Yeah, overall, I think this one's a much better kit, just mostly because I like bugs better than dinosaurs, which we call dragons in my country. I mean, dinosaurs are okay, but I like bugs better. All right, have a great day, and I will be seeing you later.